Okay, I'm live with building chameleon tools with Swift today. So I'm going to dive right into that. And what I can do is share my screen. There we go. So I have a code space set up, and I believe I remember last time I was getting close, but I failed. So hopefully I can unfail today. Unfail. That's what I want. Unfail. Go to terminal. That's what I need. New terminal. Now, if I remember correctly, I was trying to run this argument parser library, and I was looking at somebody's tutorial, and just nothing worked. So I don't know if this is going to be better today or not, but let's cd into this directory called banner, and Swift. I guess I would say sources. Actually, what does this say? README. A description of the package, package Swift. There's the package source. Well, let's see what happens if I just say Swift and main. Happens. See the banner. Swift main. No such module. So I need to look at my notes here. So use this project. Follow the steps. Yeah, so this is what I need to do. I need to look at the steps again, and let's try this out. So I have a Swift argument parser library, which in theory looks like it makes sense. For guides, see the library's documentation on the web. Okay, that's what I would like. So let's try it out. Argument parser, straightforward, type safe argument parsing for Swift. You can create a command line tool interface by declaring simple Swift types. Okay. And if we go into here, this looks in theory a phrase repeater. I love phrase repeaters. So how do I, and I like how it looks. I like all this stuff. So let's do it. Let's go to the beginning. So the overview walks you through an example command. Let's write a tool called count that reads an input file, counts the words, and writes the result to an output file. First, we need to add Swift argument parser as a dependency to our package, and then include argument parser as a dependency to our executable. So this is looking promising. I guess I was just not reading the docs. So say follow this guide. Sounds good for Swift. Okay. And okay, so once we built the first thing we need to add it as a dependency to our package. So this is where it's kind of a bummer. Is first we need to add. How do you add packages if you're new to Swift? Right, this is what gets complicated. I'm new to Swift. Argument parser. So how to create add a Swift package. What do we do? Um, okay, so we need to do this stuff. So no, I don't want this. So I want to do Swift. That's the only command I care about. is this Swift package init? So this is what we need to do. Step one is make directory for CLI project and initialize project. This is why this is called expert blind spot, and every expert has this. Like no documentation tells you like the first step, which is hilarious actually. But we want to do is we want to say make dir, and what did they call this thing? They called this thing we'll call this word counter. We'll call this make dir word counter. And we want to CD into it. All right, so let's do it. So I'm going to go here, CD up here. So we're going to say, let's just run the command, make sure it works. And initialize project. There we go. Now that I'm in here, we want to do a initialization. I guess they assume people are using Xcode, which, I mean, I like Xcode, but I want to use code spaces. And look, so what does it do? It creates, and I guess I could just be nice to people and show like you will see the following. You will see the following. This. Right. Okay, so that hopefully that'll help people. What's step two is now I can follow the guide. Right? Initialize subjects. Right. Now create structure. Guide. Do this. That. Okay, got that. Now the guide is going to tell us we need to add this to package Swift, right? So we would say like, where's package? Yeah, so add base package Swift content. Now, do I want to name it count? But we'll see here. So what do we got currently? Okay, word counter. Let's see what they do here. Probably name count, package name count. Well, I could just say target name as count there, and I'll just change that to lowercase. Yeah, I think I can just change it to word count there. So I'm going to replace this. There we go. And I'm going to go back to my README. And put this in. And I'm going to say word count. That's, now I really know what I'm doing. I'm changing cut and paste code, right? check that count. I don't see count anywhere else in here. Okay, so next up, what do we do? So now we want to do step 3 is we need to write the logic. So build logic, build the logic. I mean, this is weird. It's like, why are you telling me this first when I mean, maybe it's a good technique. I don't know. But this code needs to be in here. So adding a flag, using custom name. I mean, what? Okay. I was like, what are you doing? Just give me the code. Okay, here we go. Here's the code. Here, okay, and then which file is it? I mean, I guess that's a good approach, but let's see here. So we don't want this one. We want word counter. We want to go to sources. So it's going to be the source file. So there we go. I mean, that's a lot of code, but build the logic by swapping out source code. Following. Okay. All right. Now let's look at this and let's just double check everything we got here. So we have argument parser, foundation, that's Cocoa stuff. And we're going to say word counter. We have a file to read, a file to save words to, and print status updates while counting, mutating. So we have a function that says counting words in this input file, which is stored up here, which is a var. Guard lets throw runtime couldn't read let words. So we do some kind of word parsing, basically grabbing the words out of the file. We then count them together. And then this is just some kind of error message. So I guess this works, word counter. But now how do I run this thing? So let's go back up here. Okay, so I mean, this looks like it could work, but first let's see which directory do you even need to be in too. I mean, that's the thing that's tricky about this. Once you've built the tool, so how do you build the tool? I'm assuming, well, we could look at this other guide here. Oh, Swift build, Swift run. There we go. Okay, so again, so let's add step 4. Build it. Build it. Swift build. Run it. Run it. Swift run. Okay, so and then I'm assuming I'm just in the same directory, but Swift build. Whoa, source file for target word count should be low. Oh, source file for word count should be located under sources word counts. Sources or custom path. Let's look at the package real quick. So it says name word count. So do you just rename this? I mean, again, these are like for newbies that don't know what the hell they're doing, like me. Um, let's look at this other guy's tutorial. What does he do? He does all this, but where does he put this file? He puts it, oh, the package. Import it. We can use it in the main.swift. Banner.main. Oh, Swift run. Swift run. I don't know about this. So it says Swift run. What if we say run word counter? What does that do? Or custom sources path. Wow. So now we're at another problem, which is this guide walks you through an example command. Let's write a tool count, which is what I want. So this is correct. Here's what's going to go into there. But what I don't see here, as promised, that's the main. Okay, well, let's do this then. Let's go back. Do they have an example? They said there's examples. So let's do this. Count lines. Count lines.swift. Available. I mean, I guess maybe I do need to rename this. I mean, let's try. So go into sources. I'm going to go into counter. MV main to counter Swift. Let's see. Let's do an app Swift run. Source files for target word count should be located. So maybe that was not a good idea. So let's move it back. So move sources count word count to main.swift. And I'm going to Google this. Error source files should be located under. We want something like that. Should be located under. I'm trying to use Swift build. Okay, so we did this. So typically you shouldn't need to set the path properly. Swift build. Package targets. So what do I have for my targets in my package? Package. Word count. Package. So name word count. And what do I put for this? Main. Sources. Swift build. Why wouldn't the build complain? Oh, it does complain. So What is this guy saying? His tutorial. Make directory, make a package, build it, run it. Swift build, Swift run. It's a very basic one. Swift build, Swift run. What other commands do we have here with Swift? We can say Swift -- help. Oh, there's a lot of commands here. Yeah, definitely weird. So we've got Swift build, Swift run, source custom Swift. The source files for the target word count should be located under sources word count main.swift. Target word count. Yeah, it's befuddling to me. So unless I can find it for a minute, let's find another person's. Let's say so this is let package. What did he do? Argument parser, target, dependencies, argument parser. Banner. There's just no documentation here for this. I'm going to go back to the docs here. So we say import argument parser, import foundation. It's funny that they don't have a package-based example, which is kind of a bummer. Or do they? So this is their own package. I guess they're just assuming people know how to build stuff, which, I mean, I guess is a fair assumption. But so here's how to add it. Argument parser. To add it to a Swift project, add it as a dependency. Let's double check if this looks what mine looks like. Looks similar. Dependencies. There we go. Command line tools. Executable name. Command line tool. Dependencies. Executable name. Name word count. So is the documentation different? I don't executable. I see the product name, but I don't see executable target. And if we look at the documentation, we see this. So let's do this. What is this second one here? That's getting started. This is the documentation. Let's open up all three. So we got getting started, argument parser. See, I have counts, dot product name. We look at this, counts. I mean, unless that has to be the same name. I mean, maybe. But count readme, argument parser. Yeah, definitely confusing. So I'm missing something here, which is the some kind of project structure problem where I don't know what to call the target as promised. So what I need is an argument parser complete example directory. That's what would really help me. So we could say, try that. That might be the way to go. So if I went to here and I said argument parser complete example Swift, okay, like a package. I don't want that one. I just want someone's yeah, with GitHub. I don't want someone a simple. I don't want somebody else's. I just want to see an example of this. Wow. Well, Yeah, I think the thing that's a bummer about this is they give you an example that unfortunately. Well, but what's this? Why do we have a main and a? So what do we do in the main here? Role options. Does it the main? But I would love to see their package file. See, that's the problem. Is I don't. I mean, I would have to really do some Googling here too. I mean, I could say, um, how about that? If I could I search all of GitHub and do something like that? Um, what about that? What's this thing? Oh no, that's. What if I wanted to look import argument in all of GitHub? Here we go. Commits code. Let's find somebody else's. Who's this guy? There we go. I like this. We have an example. Okay, well, imports, calculator dependencies. So make this. I like this. Swift run. Hello world. So maybe that's what I screwed up. Calculator dependencies and generate the code. Swift package. Public. Add the commands. This is looking like a pretty good tutorial here. Calculator add. The full code of addition command Swift. Command registry to keep out the main. Oh, I see. Wow. So this, I think I need to just revisit my code here. So I might have to start over. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say failed. Failed. Okay. Next time. Follow this. Next time. Follow this. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm not going to always be successful. So let's do this. Get status. Add ... readme there, and we'll say adding fail, double fail actually, two times in a row I fail, but I'll get it next week.